as a cop, huh?
I promise.
Cool.
Yeah, you can. You know, you're policeman. You can check. No.
You swear on fried chicken?
Ooh.
Why are you doing this to me?
Because I need to know whether or not you're actually being truthful or not.
Ooh.
Swear on fried chicken you haven't broken any laws.
I swear on fried chicken, I have never broken any laws.
Okay, you have broken laws in the past, though. You just lied. That means you can't eat fried chicken ever again.
No, not since the expungement I haven't.
Oh, not since the expansion. That's a good clarification.
Yeah,
Okay.
and even 2 weeks before it.
Okay, good. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Yes. Did you talk to Lippy?
Yes, we had a talk, and we said, you know, we're thinking about it, but obviously it won't be till after the 60-day period, especially, and then it won't be till after we've kind of, you know, made sure all the cadets that are already hired have been sorted. But after that, you know, it's definitely being considered, Abdul. I'll be honest, it's looking pretty good. I don't want to give you a yes, but it's looking pretty good.
I'll stay on, like, trust me, you know, this trust you place in me, I will make you proud, sir. I will make you proud.
Good.
Abdul
Good.
Damien, back at it again with the PD.
They will make me a mascot in the future. You know, they will make me a mascot of the LSPD. You know, the whole city will know about Abdur. Officer Abdur.
Officer Abdul.
Yes, I've been practicing my Miranda rights. You would like to hear them?
Go on then.
Okay. Sir, you do have the right to remain silent. Anything you'd say or do can be and will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to have an attorney during questioning. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed to you by the state only if available. You understand these rights?
I get it. I'm fucking guilty. I fucking did it. I killed them. I killed them all.
Yeah, you see, he's feeling my authority.
Did it.
You see, he's feeling my authority. He's respecting my authority.
Damien, calm down.
Oh, God.
It is a natural ability that I have as a police officer, which basically makes people confess. But as a taxi driver, my natural ability is any car I drive becomes S+.
What?
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah, I bought it from the PlayStation store.
The PlayStation store?
Yes. PlayStation Premium. Extra Deluxe Edition.
You can't drive the store?
No, I had the ability, passive ability. I bought it from the store.
Oh, you bought it from the store. I see.
You're
okay.
saying cheat codes to cars?
Yes, of course. You want some?
Oh.
You want some?
Kinda.
Makes you drive better.
Ooh.
I think Damien needs all the help he can get.
So much easier. Yeah, no problem. I got you. No problem, Damien. I got you. So how is stuff with you? Are people seeing you less and less now, or you know, like?
What do you mean? I'm a phone guy now. All I do is answer the phone all day.
Have you been using your answering machine?
No, I haven't. I keep forgetting. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
By the way, I have a question. Why is this glasses you're wearing? You know, the side that is
Here
covered.
We go. Yeah.
Why does it have glass?
Well, because
you paid for one half. You paid for the whole thing. You might as well have it.
Exactly. Exactly.
I thought, it was trending that people take them off these days. I've seen basketball players. They always take it off. Look, even Damien.
I need the glass to see you. I got bad eyesight.
Vincent Glass.
Oh, Vincent. Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while.
Yes. I think he left the country or something. I'm not sure, though.
Okay, that's sad. All right, well, listen, Abdul, we'll be in contact, okay? We got some FDOs up and running there, so hopefully it'll be soon, but no promises. Well, we've got at least till the end of the 60 days, so you've got another, like 24 days left, at least.
Ooh, 24 days, ooh, wow, ooh. Can we Maybe we can expedite
don't-
that. No problem.
Don't get impatient, Mr. Abdul.
I can maybe check if I can. Is there any platinum deluxe membership or anything like that?
Yeah, can he buy your battle pass?
God damn it. No.
I'll get you some V-Bucks, I promise.
V-Bucks, nice, dude. Oh, this clips so badly. God damn it. Hey, Kylie.
Dog.
Yes, Damien.
You need help with anything, man? That sweater vest is. You look cozy as fuck. You know what? I'm gonna get you a corncob pipe. I feel like you need it.
A what?
Corncob pipe.
I don't smoke.
You don't need to smoke out of it. It's the appear.
Oh! Is that downstairs?
Jesus, quietly.
Dark, what did you do?
I don't know.
Quietly.
Oh, we're good. Oh!
Dark, what did you do?
Get inside. Okay, we're good. I don't know what's happening, but we're good. I think we're fine.
Do you need any help? Any work done? Can I ride in your trunk? Can we hang out? Can we get coffee? Can we vibe? Can I tell you all my personal feelings? Can I?
I don't want to hear those. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing right now. I'll be honest. I haven't really planned my day yet. I need to review my notes and my tasks that I need to do. But then I'll let you
To go
know.
golfing.
Well, I'm not. It took me fucking 2 hours to not complete hole 1.
Were you there for that, Richard?
No, I've just got on duty.
Okay, well, I should probably bring it to your attention then.
Come on then.
Alright.
Right,
Okay.
what happened?
Gang shootout north of the Olympic outside the FIB building. Obviously, we had the numbers today to disperse it. We went in and we told them stop shooting or get shot. Then they continued to do it blatantly in front of us, and we began opening fire on people. Again today, in front of about 10 officers, one of them came and appeared to kneel in front of somebody and do something to get him on his feet, and he then got in an alien ram. So again, yeah, this whatever this is spreading, or it's a common theme in these shootouts.
Was he cuffed? Was the person cuffed?
We didn't. The scene was still ongoing. It was still active. Obviously, the guy who drove up didn't have a gun out. Got up the guy who was shot down, etc., etc. So this is why, obviously, I'm bringing it to your attention in how you want to respond to that, because that's an individual who has shot and Tennessee v. Garner, etc., etc. Right? Do you see where I'm going? They also said that they felt like they were ushered from the south side into the north side where the shootout occurred, which I told people to back off after they were in the south side. So I don't know if there's any relevance to that statement. But I have told them that there is an open line of communication if they so want it, to come and see you and other people to, try and stop
To
hell.
facilitate their gang.
Well, Richard,
No.
I think that just well, hang on a minute. I'm not saying we should coddle the things, but what I do think is, if we want that north-south line to be divided or to have a clear response, number one, it has to be enforced the same way every time, and the response every time, or because they said the same thing happened in the south side where officers moved in and started shooting. Now, I don't know if there's any truth to that statement, because obviously we have different responses, right? North of Olympic is go in and shoot them if they continue. South side is we move in and we mop up, right? So, they're trying to understand our response and I'm trying to say this will be their response if they continue to feel this way. Because I'm just trying to stop getting cops shot.
Yeah, I get that. Okay, I focus on this whatever that you're on about with these people standing up after being shot down.
The biggest thing that I need, that I want, Dark, is I just want it. I want that obviously response. What kind of response do you want if they've proven to shoot? Right? Because to me, I would shoot the person again. I would shoot them again. My opinion. Obviously, I didn't on that occasion because I don't want to cause a whole fucking kerfuffle. So if you can raise that, and the second thing is, if we can get it announced in meetings again, the North-South divide and how important it is that we maintain a specific response. Because as soon as you start wish-washing responses and mixing them up, that's when they're going to start getting pissy and shooting us.
Sure. Okay. For now, with the I don't even know what to call this, like the dead man walking stuff.
Yeah.
Just for now. I mean, I know if it's an ongoing shootout and stuff, it's difficult. But at the end of the day, when we shoot someone down, they're still probably hanging on to their gun. So we should be approaching that person and making sure they are, in handcuffs so that they can't shoot us anyway from the ground. So I think for now, the main priorities that we can do anyway, without taking any kind of escalated or special response, is to just cuff everybody you shoot and also get the barriers down. I know it's difficult during an ongoing shootout, so maybe not once while shots are being had, but once it's calmed down for 30 seconds to a minute, grab some barriers out your trunk, surround the injured persons, and if anyone crosses that line, just shoot them anyway.
all this happened within the space of a minute.
Okay, that makes sense.
So it's very hard. You can't even get a scene down in that time.
Yeah.
But obviously it's an issue. I'm raising it to you so you can begin the discussions of how you want to do it, because this gang war shows no sign of dying down. And by the sounds of it, if it continues this way, we're probably going to get shot. So all I can do is tell you about it, so there's no surprise Pikachu face. And the North-South, the issue that they have is they feel like there is not a consistent response. And I feel like that consistency, especially in the north of Olympic, needs to be there. Because I'm not being funny, Dark. The amount of heat that you're going to get from making those calls to shoot north of the Olympic, I understand that cops don't want to do it. I will do it. Because we were told
I don't
to
care about heat at the end of the day. I think we should be going as hard as we possibly can, anything north of the Olympic. I mean, in a perfect world, we'd go the same response wherever it is in the city, but I understand that the city hasn't. Yeah, the thing is, like, how many gang wars do we even have down in the south side these days?
Depends. They became infrequent for a time.
Yeah, that's what I think. I mean, listen, I'm happy to enforce the old standard for now, which is what you're saying. North of Olympic, you go hard. South of Olympic, you give them a chance to get out of there, and you kind of disperse them. And if they're not dispersing, then you move in. But that's kind of old policy. I don't know whether that's the policy that we want to keep enforcing. But for now, let's not change things on broken.
If we can get clarification on that, because like I say, nothing was announced otherwise, and that's what's been preached.
100%.
So obviously, I don't want to get in shit for.
No, you're not doing anything. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to do.
Okay, all right. Well, that was pretty much it.
Okay. All right. I'll have the discussion. Thank you, Nova. I appreciate you running that debrief as well.
All right. No worries. All right,
bye. Oh, that's supposed to be mustard. Anybody else want to speak to today? Nothing immediately. Okay, let me check my list. Um, Libby's not around. SOP stuff, whatever. Okay. I think I have to ask Coyle about the RIU stuff. But that being said, what Copper was saying yesterday kind of hit home, I'll be honest. Wait, Nicole. Okay, Nicole. Are you Nicole? I think I'm getting mixed up with Nicole's. Okay. Who's... I don't know who Nicole is anymore. I think there's too many Nicoles for me to keep track of now. Who is... Oh, my brain's broken, chat. Who plays Riley? Which Nicole? Is that a Nicole? Is that a Nicole? Like... I'm so confused. Okay, I'm gonna Google it. You know, no pickle. Okay, that makes sense. Because I was about to talk about Riley, and I was like, is that you? No, different person. Nicole is Nicole. I know. I was like, that name is so. I can't believe you got that name. Account created 2008. Jesus Christ. OG, Twitch OG in chat. Anyway, so what I was saying is, what Copper was saying yesterday, like, we had this whole discussion about RRU, right? But then, like, she said that stuff at the end where she was like, why don't you just do that for dispatch? And I was like, oh. That's kind of what I've wanted to do for a long time, but it's never been like it's never been feasible. That's what I'm trying to say. But I mean, it kind of is now. So why don't I do it? So, like, instead of having RIU, it's just dispatch. And then you have dispatchers working with a team of civilians who are doing the call center stuff. So it's all kind of encapsulated into one thing instead of being two separate entities that dispatch has to work with. It is completely dependent on dispatch numbers, but maybe that's the focus instead, is we get dispatch up and running a bit stronger, so that they can afford to essentially, because you got to think, like, when you come as a dispatcher, you come in and you do all this dispatch stuff, right? But what about if you come in as what about, here, this could be an idea. If you have dispatch, and then you can be a solo dispatcher, like the equivalent of a solo cadet is being a dispatch trainee, right? So you're training with a dispatcher. And then as a non-solo cadet, the equivalent would be like the entry point. So when you first come in to be a dispatcher, you just do the 911 call stuff. So maybe it could be an entry into dispatch? Kind of how dispatch is, but shouldn't be an entry into PD. I don't know. I need to talk to, you know what? Let me at dispatch. I don't even know who head. The thing is, RRU was always going to be dependent on having a dispatcher there. It was always going to be dependent on that. I don't know who to message. I don't know who head dispatch is at the minute. Because apparently it's Riley or Harper. I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know actually. Just a call center, yeah. That's essentially what it'd still be ROU. It will just be trying to implement the ideas of ROU into main PD instead. And I still have 8. The only issue is the budget, right? Is that we got given 8 million. I'm looking. They're like ahead. I don't even know who it is, dude. I was gonna reach out to Harper. And then let me put that on my to-do list. Dispatch. Okay. The building, yeah. It was Lovesick. I think before Lovesick, it was Riley. Before Riley, it was... Was Sydney at that point? I'm not sure. I just want dispatch to be... I don't know. More than it is right now. But they need support, and I don't think they get a lot of support at all. What's Rhodes doing? Actually, everybody's out there, huh? Should we get out there? Yeah, let's get out there, dude. LSPD dad. Got it. I was just going to still do the interview. Oh, cool. She's one of our FTOs. That's cool. Hey, Jakes.
How you doing, Dart?
I need to go fix my cruiser that I've been using. It's Fox, dude. Dispatch 400 tonight in Metro Autos.
I'm 47 tonight. Dispatch 469 out in traffic westbound Lindsay Circus nearest cross Palomino with a black and white Camacho.
I need to go too, otherwise my car's gonna explode. It feels so weird when it's like this. It's like I'm on ice. Help! Help me! Hello.
Hey, Jack.
It's really bad. There's so many lights on.
It's pretty bad, yeah. It's okay though. You've come to the right place.
Thanks. Who is this? I reckon.
Avery.
Oh, you're in that department. Yep.
Yeah, I am in the ranger department.
Yeah, I knew you were.
Uh-huh.
I've heard good
Oh,
things.
good.
Didn't realize you worked here.
Yeah, I mean, Luis owns the place, so.
You and Louise close?
Yeah, and she's also a ranger, and she's taught me a lot, so.
Yeah, Louise is a good egg.
Were you before the structure?
What was I? I was in PBSO.
PBSO. Okay, see, I was VPD before, and I never saw your name, so I guess you switched over to LSPD.
Yeah.
Nice,
Yeah.
how you enjoying it?
It's a lot, but it's enjoyable. You know, it's nice to
Yeah, I'm
support
sure it's
people.
crazy with not a lot of command around. It's like you got a lot to deal with.
Yeah, you're not wrong. It hasn't been too bad, but it has been a lot. I'll give you that. I kind of don't want to hire too many command because I don't want to stop doing stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
but
enjoying it. Okay.
Yeah, I
like
am.
that.
But you know, hold on, 2 seconds.
For a second there, I thought my car had a pearl
Crystal?
on it. Hey, dog.
Hello, mate.
Oh.
You haven't got a unit. Why have you still not chosen a department? Are you trying to get fired or something?
I'm going to choose a department today.
You said that you said 2 weeks ago that you were going to choose on Friday, and you didn't.
Yesterday, I said I was going to choose tomorrow. Now I'm saying I'm going to choose today. Look at my twat. Look at my twat.
She did say she's not going to sleep.
No. Oh, fire department. Fire department.
Yeah, join the fire department, Crystal.
Chris, you better choose.
I will.
You know what? If you don't choose, I'm going to suspend you.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Really?
Why are
How
you saying it
long?
like you're happy?
I don't think she's ever been suspended before, dog.
I feel like.
She wants to
See,
get her
I do
room.
want to stop. I really, I really want to stop working, but I can't. Maybe this will actually make me stop.
What do you mean you?
Stop working.
Why not?
I did 32 hours, 5 hours,
Maybe
nap,
you
and then
need
I
to
did,
suspend
I did, and I don't know how many hours I did yesterday. 30 something.
You
I forgot.
you just said to me, let's just rewind. I want to stop working, but I can't. Why
Stop
can't
working
you?
by- I don't know.
Chris,
She's a workaholic and she
I
just
used,
can't
Concerning.
stop thinking
I used to have
Traffic
people
tonight.
cuff me in the showers or put me in the middle of
What
nowhere
the
cuff.
fuck?
And
that
I,
sounds so
I don't
wrong,
need to know your
Crystal.
private life,
I
Crystal.
don't think you need to say that ever again.
no, Bloom did help me stop working.
Bloom cuffed you
Oh
in the
my god,
showers.
that doesn't
Oh my
surprise
God.
me.
Middle
That sounds
Park,
bad.
In Mirror Park. Like,
Okay, you need to. I tell you what, this is what you should do: choose a department, and once you've done that, then you can go to sleep.
no, then my whole new arc started out.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh,
It's like
there's
it's
a
like when I
job,
was a
but-
cadet and became a solo cadet.
Maybe you
Those-
should suspend her for 48 hours and then.
I
after
might,
that, her new
Crystal.
arc
I don't want to
starts.
have to do that, but I might have to because
Oh, suspend me until I choose a department.
no.
That'll make me want to work and choose a department.
Oh, that's a good call. But why can't you just choose one? Why are you struggling?
I struggle with decision making.
Great,
That's why I'm like a support unit. I like supporting. I like people making decisions, but when it comes down to me, I'm good. I'm good.
Just to make sure you're not like not choosing because you don't want to disappoint people, right? Crystal.
Why would I do
That's exactly why.
Oh, for
I
fuck's
don't
sake.
know. No. I don't
That's
know.
not the reason. It better not
Maybe
be. I'll be mad.
I mean, there's a lot of reasons why, you know, there's a lot of things to consider and think about. This is my future.
Well, all I'm saying is, I mean, Peach and Fred are both in the troopers. Have you got an offer from the troopers?
Oh, that's my first one.
Yeah, so those guys are like your best mates, right?
That's what I was saying.
I have a lot of A lot of good mates everywhere.
You also
there's
said
not.
you wanted to follow exactly where Pred went.
Oh no, I wanted to. And that's what that's why.
Dispatch 469,
Yeah, I'll think about.
1060.
I'll think about.
People aren't gonna stop being friends with you because you're not in their department, you know.
Mhm.
And if they do, then I'll fire them.
I'm not gonna be friends with you anymore.
Do you want to get
Daisy,
fired?
you're
Is that what
not
doing
helping.
right now?
You're not my friend anymore.
Oh my.
No, I was just thinking about it.
Why did you just retweet that?
Because Krispy Kreme does slap. Okay.
I kind of want. I kind
I
of
like
want
the
a Krispy
original
Kreme now.
glaze. Original glaze, even though
Yeah,
it's
me
so
too.
sweet.
Right,
There
not
you go.
peaceful.
Gone east, right.
Crystal, I want you to choose within the next hour. Okay.
Oh, what? You know, you gotta give her
It's
an
only been 11
ultimatum.
hours.
Or what? How long have you been awake for, Crystal?
I said it's only been 11 hours. My day has started.
Your day did not just start. What the hell?
I mean, for her, her day is consistent of a 48-hour day, Doc. Her day has just started.
One
can't
day for
listen.
me is how long I've been.
I want to suspend you until you choose a department, but I can't do that because that wouldn't be morally correct. So I apologize. I think that would be bad of me because I don't want to force you to do anything.
She asked you to do it.
You could just suspend her for 24 hours for a personal day.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
You can get me for. You can just get me for one thing I've done. You know, what I do is suspension worthy.
It worked great. Crystal,
If you punch Santa in the face, that would be suspension worthy.
don't do that.
No.
Mike, I
One
think with
punch
the
is
show.
all it takes,
I appreciate
Crystal.
it.
One punch. Oh, trust me. Flip. No, I don't see it.
See what?
Where's my voids? I left it in my car.
Your what? Did she say roids?
It sounded like she said right.
I think I left
What's
it
she
in
on
my
about
trunk.
the when they call like zoibs or something? They were like the little magnets, the little like oval shaped what were those things?
Yeah, the ones that make the clinking sound.
Yeah, the clinkings. Yeah. Of course, you would
Yeah.
know that, being a British boy.
Yeah, exactly. Also, Doc, I did want to speak to you, and also Desi wants to speak to you too.
Oh God, Daisy.
Mine
Okay.
isn't super important. It's just catching you to punch it.
Dispatch
I was just
4,
gonna hop in your car.
Okay, you can come in my car. Alright, Shane, catch up with me in a little bit, okay?
Okay. I mean, it's not a major thing anyway. It's just a small talk about something.
Hi,
anyways.
Santa.
Okay. Alright, thank you, Miss Stone. I appreciate you.
Hey, Bree.
Wait, I'm gonna get to look before I attach.
So, war stuff is still happening.
Yep.
The Seaside versus Hydra stuff. Helicopters aren't as bad today as they were yesterday.
That's good. Maybe we
Yeah,
deterred them.
Deterred them a little bit.
Yeah.
There was a Swift again that was like the broad helicopter of choice yesterday between both groups. But there was a shooting where you came in a little bit when we were talking and debriefing about it all.
Yeah.
So it started out, and Matt Remming, he's one of the UPD officers, said that one of the Ellies that has been called in multiple times throughout the shift was shooting, and that was like the only cat alert that we got. But it doesn't take too much common sense to realize that that Ellie is going to be followed by all of the other cars that we've gotten calls from that are shooting.
Yeah.
And him and another single officer decided to start trying to chase them down in the south side.
Uh-oh.
And that was kind of what prompted the complaints. And the, I drove a bicycle here, so if you want to drive around, I'm just
okay.
yeah. So Benji had a few complaints about the consistency, where it's like they were trying to be in the south side, where it's like we appreciate them being in the south side, like we still don't like them shooting at each other all the time, but we're gonna be more lenient if they actually keep it south Pacific. And with Remming and that other officer chasing, it forced them out of the south side essentially because the police were chasing them. And that's when the gang fight turned from being south of Olympic, where it's a little bit more lenient, to being just outside of the tier 3 apartments.
I'll speak. I think out loud here. I don't have a lot of sympathy to start with. If they're being chased by police, why don't they just try and escape from police instead of getting back into a gang fight?
Well, that's the hard thing to think about, right? Because we'll choose to chase after one group, and the other group won't really care, and they'll just take the advantage that they can get.
So is that what happened? Like Benji or whoever's being chased?
Because me and Espino's got in the helicopter to deal with their helicopter. Because we had warned them multiple times. I got close enough with Rodney where he could yell at them with a megaphone. We had Lucy on ATC telling them multiple times to ground their helicopter. But they were following the entire war. And Nova had all of the... Or she told the units to back off after... like they had moved south of Olympic Freeway, essentially. And
was this during the shootout or during?
So a shootout started south of Olympic, and then Remming and the other officers started chasing the car. They got surrounded by the rest of the convoy and still tried to chase them. And in my opinion, still trying to chase somebody when the rest of a war convoy starts surrounding you isn't a very smart thing to do.
I would agree with you, yes. I think in general, like, we do have to, at the end of the day, we are here to arrest people doing these things, so I don't blame Remming for trying to arrest them. I just think like, Nova's not wrong when she says, if they're in the south side, we give them a warning to disperse. If they don't disperse, we move in. Whereas up north, it's we give them a warning to stop shooting, put their guns away, and if they don't do so, then we move in anyway. You know, we're pretty much always going to move in the north side. But that doesn't mean that if your shooting starts in the south side, and it's not like ongoing or something, and you see a car that's been involved in a shootout before, and you want to chase that and arrest them, that's not a bad thing, because we still have to try and arrest people in these instances, especially if there's no one just like laying on the ground injured or something. That's like a good arrest. But I don't know, I don't when I hear Benji was complaining, it's hard for me to...
He wasn't complaining about us doing our job. He was complaining about the consistency of us doing our jobs, basically.
Right.
It's like some people will do what we always have done and have always trained people to do, where if they're shooting south of the Olympic, we'll stage. We'll wait until we have adequate units to actually push in, and then we push in. And that's kind of what people have come to expect if they actually keep it contained within the south side. And when that's our normal response to gang shootouts or shootings in the south side, but this time it's just a couple of officers that decide to go off on their own and start trying to chase the people that are shooting, then it's drastically different approaches.
I get that. I do understand it, and it is an issue, but it's an issue from the police stat. Like, it's an SOP issue that we've got to deal with. But to me, the consistency on gang wars shouldn't be... I don't know whether that should be either concerned about or discussed by police with criminals.
Yeah.
I think we shouldn't, giving them an expectation that they can shoot each other and we're gonna wait. That's not a good... I don't think it's ever been a good expectation to set to criminals, that they can get away with this as long as, they're doing it in a less populated area of the city or something like that. I just don't know whether that's this is where the lack of sympathy comes in. I'm not gonna agree that he should expect when he's gonna get arrested. I mean, he should expect he's gonna get arrested if he's shooting other people in a gang war. But this is something I said to Nova. The whole Southside thing is a very old SOP. It's a very old way of operating. Like, there hasn't been a lot of gang wars in the Southside, like specifically.
Yeah, the traditional Southside gangs don't
Yes.
have many of those wars against each other anymore.
Exactly.
But the gangs that have evolved to generally existing north of the Olympic still, at least with some of the older people, try to keep it all south of Olympic.
Yeah.
Like, the Saints, they don't really care. But Flippy's been around long enough, Benji's been around long enough that like they will still try to go down into the south side to handle whatever it is that they need to handle.
I guess it's a tricky one, because it's one of those where, I mean, it's kind of like if you use the example of what was it? Like, I don't know where it was, but you know, in America, how you at one point in time you take your beer and you can drink it wherever you want, but eventually one day they said no, you can't drink in public, right? So now everybody who's drinking in public gets arrested. But one day some guy comes along and he's like, oh, what about if I just put my beer in a brown bag? And then the police are like, I mean, we can't tell what he's drinking anymore, and that's one less stupid little charge we have to push on a guy. So essentially the brown bag for us is the south side, and that's what they've got used to, which is they can do something somewhere that is going to cause us less problems and we have to worry about it less. But I don't know whether that's a good thing. I don't know whether we need that brown bag anymore. Like, that was back in the day when we'd have a shootout every 10-15 minutes, and that's not the case anymore.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's something I'm going to bring up with the rest of the high command as to whether or not that's the SOP we still want to follow. We'll follow it for now, but I'll bring up the discussion as to whether that's something we want to update and change our policy on. Because at the end of the day, we don't really want anybody shooting in public like that.
Yeah.
Especially for extended periods of time, which is what it is most of the time. So,
because I know most of the time whenever we have shootouts in the south side, if me and Espinosa are the highest ranks on duty, we'll always have the old school response where it's like, okay, they're fighting on Brogue, we need officers like whoever's 10-8 get to like crusade, and we'll stage a crusade. Once we have adequate units, we'll circle the block, tell them to disperse, tell them to leave, get out, and then move in after we've circled the block like once with everyone yelling at them.
yeah, I mean, this is what I said to Nova, that currently that's the right way to do it. And, you know, no one's doing anything wrong doing that. It's just whether that's an outdated policy or not. Or, you know, I guess it's whether or not High Command as a whole feel that still fits our current needs and situations as police. Because I'll be honest, I think we have the capabilities a lot of the time to handle these shootouts, because the game wars don't happen very often, and this one's pretty big, and just letting them roam free and carry on, I don't think that's what we should be doing.
Yeah.
I think we should be doing more to shut it down. And Nova has the concern that if we are doing that, then cops are going to start getting targeted instead. But I think if we're putting
I understand that concern.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times whenever we move in and we start like shooting the aggressors, and at this point I would consider both of them aggressors, like they're actively hunting each other. Like there's no one person that's just, you know, sitting on the side of the road eating an apple or something. Okay, they're actively trying to kill each other. So if we're the go in and start shooting at like all of the suspects, historically in the past it's always been kind of the enemy of my enemy kind of deal, where they'll stop shooting at each other and just shoot at us. And I believe that's what Nova is primarily worried about. Because with all of these shootings in the past week almost that I've been a part of, I haven't been shot at by a single one of them.
Don't get me wrong, that's great, but there's a limit to how much we need to protect our own before we start protecting like civilians. Like, I think at the end of the day, our priority should be like, when these guys are shooting each other, there's locals driving by, there's locals getting shot. Like, we signed up to get shot at the end of the day, civilians didn't. Yeah. So I think, like, taking a step back and looking at it, we can't I don't think we can we can't let this stuff happen anymore. That's my opinion on it. I think letting anything happen is a bad shout. But that's my opinion. That won't be the opinion as a whole, so we'll see. I mean, it's the same thing with like Reggie. Hayes got shot up by Hydra yesterday, and there was gang members of Seaside working in Hayes, and Reggie is pissed because they just defended themselves and then they got charged with gang-related shooting, which is how the charge should work, and he's mad that they can't just work and defend themselves. So it's one of those, again, where I don't have any sympathy because they choose to be in a gang. They're not trying actively to leave that gang, and they, you know, when they're not working, they're in this gang more and they're shooting each other, so I don't know.
It's a hard thing with that situation where so many of them work at Hayes, so defending themselves like kind of just turns into a gang-related shooting.
Exactly.
But the ones that aren't in Seaside that work there, if they try to just defend themselves, I feel like that would be a valid concern if just the random workers started getting charged with gang-related shooting for defending themselves.
Yeah, nobody's getting charged unless they have a gang tag, essentially. That's how it's always been, and that's what I said to Reggie as well. His argument was stand your ground, like the legislation behind that, like nowhere includes being part of a gang means you can't defend yourself, and that's not what I said. You know, he was making the argument that I should be able to defend myself and not be charged with gang-related shooting, which, unfortunately, I explained to him the way not to be charged with that is to just leave your gang.
Yeah.
And also, thinking about it, like, I slept on it, and it's like, how, like, these gang members are getting civilians that work at these mechanic shops shot because they want to work. So because they want to work, then the other gang's going to come shoot them, and they're also going to shoot the civilians that are working there. So they're just putting people in danger by being there in the first place. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, the only way I kind of would not accept, I don't think that's the right word, hear out complaints like Benji's or Reggie's is when we don't have the resources to deal with it on our own. Like, if we don't have the resources to deal with like these gang wars, then I feel like maybe yes, we should be like, okay, you know, let's keep this, let's really enforce the Southside rule. But we don't. I think most of the time we do have the resources and we do have the manpower to enforce that, and we don't need to negotiate with criminals, and most of them have been involved with terrorists at some point, and terrorists to you know, help our position. But I don't think we need that.
No, because for today, at the time that the shooting was happening, we had 19 officers on duty.
Yeah.
And at that point, like, I think that's more than enough to deal with whatever gang shootout.
I completely agree.
By the time that we get there, it's not gonna be full-on gangs fighting each other. It's gonna be however many are still left, because we're not gonna just go in one by one. But with the chase that started, they were basically going in one by one to a hostile area, essentially. And that was the big problem that I had from the PD side, where it's like, you want to get this one car so bad that you're willing to put yourself at risk to go into a gang convoy.
Yeah, that was stupid. I think everybody can agree on that.
No.
Especially when you're surrounded. It's probably did they call for 78 or anything?
No, it was like he was chasing him. He got 1 unit to help chase him, and then Nova said, "We don't need to be chasing them. We don't have the units for it." And I was getting to the helicopter, and I just said on radio, like, we have 19 units on duty. Where the fuck is everybody? If we just have 2 units trying to chase a car from a gang-related shooting.
Yeah. Well, what did Remen say about it?
He was just saying that he wanted to target that car because he, I don't know what Nova is saying that she needs help from. But he was saying that he thought it was just that one car, and that's where, like, just awareness of what's been happening comes into play. Because we got a cat alert for one car, but it was a, like, tan 6-star Ellie that's been called out multiple times throughout the day. And I know he's not shift 3, so he doesn't know all the ins and outs of this war that's been happening.
Yeah. I said that on radio by accident.
I think it's Magellan.
A blue jugular and a red and colored Komodo. One was in Magellan, one towards northbound at Milton.
But with that situation, he saw that there was just a cat alert for the Ellie, so he wanted to chase down the Ellie.
That makes sense,
then,
yeah.
But that's where the context of what's been going on throughout the day comes in, where these war parties have been called out multiple times with full convoys of like 3 to 4 cars. And
the vehicle wasn't fully disabled.
all throughout the day, we've had cat alerts from that Ellie, from a Sultan RS, I think, from a GTR. It's never just that one Ellie.
Is this the 99?
So it's something like a creature like hunting parties and stuff like that.
VCB on both vehicles that were in
And then when he went to try to chase that one, that's when he got surrounded by the rest of the hunting party, because it was a single shots fired call from a car that we knew was in a hunting party, and he just went after it.
I heard 8 Milton last time.
Okay.
We're gonna search the hills, see if there's
I think for now, just from a supervisor standpoint, just enforce the rules we currently have, the SOPs about the Southside stuff, and then we'll have a discussion with High Command about whether or not that should be changed, essentially. But yes, at least for me, I want people going, like, anything north of Olympic, anything in the city that isn't the Southside, just go hard and get them arrested, essentially.
Yeah. Because a lot of the shootouts that they have had when we haven't had
Is
the
that juggler
units have
behind
been...
us? What is that?
Yes?
Wonder, are you looking for a blue jugular eastbound? I got one eastbound Dorset. Got a black spoiler.
Yeah, 10-4.
Southbound Las Lagunas.
That blue jugular, South Las Lagunas, approaching San Andreas Samway.
A plus or S plus?
Right, westbound. It's A plus. For westbound San Andreas, slowing left, southbound through the White Garage. Exiting
Go back there,
out,
back.
U-turn.
Back on scene, stand by. There's gonna be a blue and color vehicle on scene as well.
Hey, hold comms for that. We're gonna try to keep eyes on this jugular. But Flippy called wanting to essentially... I'm assuming he wanted to complain about the helicopter things.
95.
What about?
Guys, chase it.
Because we went after the helicopter that they had today, but we gave them multiple warnings. Gave them warnings on ATC to land, gave them multiple warnings over a megaphone to land, just continuously warned them over and over that they needed to land or they were going to be shot down. And then when we were still actively trying to warn them, they landed on top of a rooftop above or next to the Union Depository, and then they started shooting from the rooftop that they had just landed on.
Right, southbound.
Sorry, say that last bit again.
So they landed the helicopter and then got out and started shooting at the people from the rooftop that they
Jesus Christ, okay.
Yeah, so they're hot dropping onto rooftops and then shooting whatever
now right by your unit.
gang they're fighting.
And what was his complaint?
They're south. I don't think he fully got to say his complaints because I told him that like
I don't know where it went.
actively warning them over and over again.
No, but I'm.
And Flippy said that from his side the warnings were just like fine because whatever warnings Nova and them gave on the ground gave Flippy enough time to like get the fuck out from what he was saying. But I don't think the full context got told to them about the helicopters because we were just constantly warning, and then allegedly Alexander Saskovich got out and started shooting after he hot dropped himself.
Of course. Okay, maybe like I have no issues, and I think it might be good, you know, to talk to Flippy and say this is what we're gonna be doing, so don't use the helicopters. I have no issues with that. Okay, good.
Because I told him, it's like, I'm not just going to start shooting at you for the pure fact that you have a helicopter.
They went southbound Magellan.
Like, I'm going to try to get you to land and continuously try to get you to land, and then if you don't land, then you're going to be told land or get shot.
Yep.
And then it's up to your own personal choice at that point.
Towards Dutch London. Right, southbound Dutch London.
400 double ticket, southbound Dutch London. Continuing southbound, approaching the Rust compound, left, eastbound South Rushland. Continuing eastbound, approaching Alta, left, northbound Alta Street. And opposing exit travel, full sending in northbound Alta. Right, eastbound Adams Apple. Left, northbound Elgin.
Northbound Elgin.
My lines!
Not your lines!
Passing upper pillbox.
I miss the Charger, honestly.
It's okay. I don't get the most use out of it.
I got so used to driving it between just like Lieutenant Plus and then SRU that like I just miss driving it.
Southbound Elgin.
This should still be 8+.
Right, westbound Spanish.
Yeah, I'm in a plus.
Left, southbound Power.
Rick, the balloon color jugular with black spoiler is on scene right now.
119.
Right, westbound Hayway. Southbound Las Lagunas.
On scene by the boost vehicle.
Do you need help on that red car?
You can help on this balloon color jugular Minerva. On scene, car, sir.
Westbound Centuries Ave, left southbound Calais.
Jugulars keep signaling the
You
area.
have so many spike strips in your lockbox.
Of course I do.
Still south Calais, left eastbound Edison. Eastbound Edison. We may be heading towards Parser.
Alright, we've got the blue vehicle.
What was that?
That was definitely somebody shooting. They're probably up on the freeway.
Left northbound Davis on the jugular, or Moda.
335 secondary eastbound Davis.
That sounded pretty close too.
It did. It's in like Benny's alleyway, maybe. Oh fuck.
For now, eastbound Capitol, light 50. Right, southbound Popular.
30 secondary, still southbound Popular.
Radio check.
Westbound Innocent.
Do you have an active on this channel or no? Okay, we had audible shots fired near the old Benny's alleyway near Olympic
westbound
Freeway,
Davis,
so
passing
just be
Davis.
mindful of that area.
Southbound Davis. Right westbound McDonald. Northbound
Potentially,
Strawberry.
Seaside and Hydra are still going at it with each other.
Right eastbound Innocent.
Bike south